Meron na. Welcome to our exciting video tutorial, proudly brought to you by the BSHM Department of the College of Hospitality and Tourism Management here at Quirino State University, Dipon Campus. I am Bernard Villa, and together with me is Sir Lemuel Rivera. We are thrilled to showcase a unique pastry product innovation that highlights one of Quirino's finest gastronomic treasures, the calabasa. So, ready your ingredients and let's turn this humble squash into something truly extraordinary. Let's get started.
Start by peeling the vegetable, cutting it into smaller pieces to remove the seeds. Cut the calabasa into cubes and boil it until soft. Check the texture of the boiled calabasa using fork. If the vegetable is soft enough to mash, remove the calabasa from the boiling water using a strainer and put into a mixing bowl. Mash the boiled calabasa until smooth. You can use food processor or fine mesh sieve to achieve smoother result. Add coconut milk, condensed milk, evaporated milk and cornstarch into the mashed calabasas. You can add a few drops of yellow food coloring to enhance the color. Mix thoroughly, then transfer into a pan, stir to avoid lumps. On medium-high heat, set the mixture to boil. Keep stirring constantly until the mixture thickens. Set aside. For the calabasa chips, which will be used for garnish, simply slice thin crescent shape of calabasa flesh. Trim the sides for even shape. Then, simply fry the vegetable until crispy. In a bowl, mix together the egg whites, flour, powdered sugar. Mix thoroughly until all ingredients are blended together. Then, add the butter and continuously mixing. Transfer into a silicone mat, spread thinly. Bake in a preheated oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Using a food processor, reduce the peanut pralini into powder form. Mix the crushed palate feuilletine into the blended pralini. In a double boiler, melt the white chocolate. Once melted, remove from heat, then pour the whipping cream to make a paste. Cover with cling wrap, then chill for 20 minutes. Beat the mixture for about 2 minutes until you achieve a stable soft peak.
Hey food lovers! If you are a fan of Filipino food or simply looking tired to something new and bold today, you're in for a treat. Get ready because we are about to dive into one of the most iconic, flavorful, and comforting dishes from the Philippines. Beef tripe kare-kare! Now, if you're wondering what in the world is tripe, don't worry, I've got you covered. We're talking about tender, melt-in-your-mouth beef tripe, slow-cooked in rich, savory peanut sauce and paired with crunchy veggies. Oh, and best part, we're making it from scratch. So, buckle up, because we're about to bring the flavors of the Philippines right to your kitchen. Now, let's prepare our beef tripe. Wash it under running water to remove any impurity. Now, let's prepare the veggies. Trim the ends of the string beans and cut them into 2-inch pieces. Slice your eggplant into thin. We'll fry this later for that crispy texture. Chop the Chinese cabbage into bite-sized pieces. This will soak up that peanut sauce beautifully. Place the tripe in a pot, cover it with water, bring it to a boil, then lower the heat. Boil some water with a pinch of salt and blanch the string beans, Chinese cabbage, and banana blossom for 1 to 2 minutes. Heat oil in a pan and fry the eggplant slices until golden brown. Now that the tripe is cooked, slice the beef tripe into 1-inch strips so it absorbs the flavors well. Heat the annatto oil in a pan and saute some chopped onions, garlic, and ginger until golden and fragrant. Now, add in our tender beef tripe and saute it for a few minutes. In the same pan, saute another batch of onions and garlic to create the base for our sauce. Now, add water to dissolve the peanut butter properly. Once the water is warm, stir in half a cup of peanut butter until smooth. Next, add in our crushed peanuts for the signature texture. Let this simmer until the sauce thickens and reaches a rich and velvety consistency. Now, for the fun part, our sizzling presentation. Heat a sizzling plate and melt some butter on it. Lay down the Chinese cabbage, string beans, fried eggplant, and banana blossom neatly on the plate. Now, add our deliciously tender beef tripe right on top. Finally, drizzle that rich peanut sauce all over. Hear that sizzle? That's the sound of pure kare-kare. See you next time for more sizzling kitchen adventures.
Introducing the Tibig Muffin, a delicious healthy twist on your favorite baked snack. Made with the unique Tibig fruit, also known as Ficus nota, this muffin is a delightful fusion of traditional baking with local, sustainable ingredients. Join us as we explore the health benefits, market potential, and economic impact of this innovative treat. As we seek healthier food options, the Tibig muffin rises to the occasion. Infused with the nutritious Tibig fruit, this muffin addresses the growing demand for locally sourced, health-conscious snacks. By promoting the use of indigenous fruits, the Tibig muffin supports sustainable agriculture, encouraging the cultivation of Tibig trees and reducing reliance on imported ingredients. Not only is the Tibig muffin a delicious snack, but it's also a groundbreaking product in the baking industry. The use of Tibig fruit adds a new dimension to the muffin-making process, offering both a unique taste and numerous health benefits. This innovative ingredient is set to inspire future trends in the baking industry, opening doors to healthier and more sustainable products. The potential of the Tibig muffin extends far beyond just this one product. The technology used to incorporate Tibig fruit into baked goods can be adapted to a wide variety of products, from cakes and breads to cookies and even savory items. This opens up exciting opportunities for the food industry to explore local fruits, creating a healthier and more sustainable food landscape. The Tibig muffin isn't just for anyone, it's for those who care about their health, the environment, and supporting local farmers. Health-conscious individuals, eco-friendly consumers, and food lovers eager for innovative new products will find the Tibig muffin to be the perfect addition to their snack routine. This is more than a muffin, it's a movement toward a healthier, more sustainable future. By introducing Tibig muffins to the market, we open up new opportunities for local farmers, bakers, and businesses. Tapping into both the local and global markets, this product can significantly boost the agricultural sector and help diversify the country's income streams. The creation of Tibig-based food products offers the potential for job creation and economic growth, while supporting sustainable practices and local communities. The Tibig muffin is more than just a treat, it's a symbol of innovation, sustainability, and local pride. From its unique health benefits to its potential to support local economies, the Tibig muffin is paving the way for a new era of healthy, sustainable snacking. Join us in embracing this delicious revolution.
Banana is one of the major crops grown in the province of Quirino. The total area planted to banana is approximately 8,100 hectares, spanning in all the municipalities of the province. Banana growers are basically smallholders, owning an average of 2 hectares per family. Banana production has been a significant source of income of the local people. However, in the early 2000s, the industry was beset by a lot of problems, natural calamities like typhoons, drought, and occurrence of pests and diseases. The banana bunchy-top virus, or the BBTV, is perhaps been the most destructive among all the identified problems. BBTV is caused by the banana aphid, the Pentalonia nigro nervosa, which hampers the growth and negatively affects productivity. Rehabilitation of the banana industry is the need of the time. Alongside with rehabilitation is the introduction of alternative cultivars that are of economic importance and are resistant to pests and diseases. To address this situation, a solution was approved by the University's Board of Regents through Resolution Number 31-32-208, Series of 2021. The establishment and operation of the Banana Resources Research and Development Center of Quirino Province. This milestone in banana endeavor of the university was realized through the effort of Dr. Elizabeth T. Curry, the Vice President for Academic and Research, and through the leadership of Dr. Hermenegilda F. Samoy Jr., the university president. The decade of hard work on research, development, extension of tissue-cultured banana by the faculty and staff of the university's Ardet Department is a manifestation of dedication to boost the banana industry of the province. Package of Technology or POT on tissue-cultured banana production and management were introduced to the farmers through the assistance of PICARD, that made it possible for the development of site-specific package of technologies. The package of technologies on tissue cultured banana production and management includes micropropagation technique, nursery management, site establishment and field management, and pest and disease management. Micropropagation technique for the production of TCBs includes selection of healthy sword type suckers from a healthy mat. These will be cleaned and processed as source of explants that will follow a series of subculture activities to produce numerous numbers of disease-free Mary plants. It takes 5 to 6 months of culturing activities inside an aseptic environment before the hardening process of Mary plants commence and the nursery transplanting happens. It was recorded that using the banana tissue culture protocol can result to a minimum of 30 Mary plants produced from a single explant when compared to the conventional method of planting material production. This shows that the efficiency of utilizing tissue culture technology to cope up the increasing demand of planting materials in the shorter time as possible. The nursery management technology primarily focuses on the post-laboratory and pre-plantation care requirements of the TCBs. Freshly deflowered TCBs are termed Mary plants and require immediate post-lab care. Mary plants are immediately soaked on a pre-prepared fungicide solution to avoid rotting and death. They are tended, dipped on a solution with rooting hormones to further enhance the root growth of the Mary plants before they are planted inside a growth chamber. Planting them inside a growth chamber for 1 to 2 weeks serves as the primary hardening stage. A secondary stage of hardening followed by uprooting the Mary plants in the growth chamber and replanting on individual polybags that contain a mixture of soil media. Individual plants are watered as frequent as possible, given fertilizer when needed, apply insecticide when required, de-leaf when necessary, and remove weed regularly. The height, number of leaves, and the date of transplanting serve as the indicators that the transplanted TCBs are now ready for outplanting. The third package of technology is on plantation establishment and field management. Plantation establishment includes site selection, planting material selection, land preparation, plan for plantation establishment, hole digging, planting, and watering. It is recommended that the site should have a water source but not of low-lying areas that could accumulate water for a long period of time. Utilization of disease-free planting materials such as TCB is also recommended. Sucker is also an alternative, but it should come from a clean, disease-free, and healthy mat, and sword-type sucker is the best choice. Land should be prepared thoroughly, and it is recommended to till the land if it is not used for a period of 2 years to incorporate the organic matters and increase soil aeration. Holes should not be so wide and not so deep. 1 foot wide and 8 inches deep could be enough as a planting hole. At least 1 kilogram mixture of compost and carbonized rice hull with 10 grams of complete fertilizer is given to every plant upon transplanting. The synthetic fertilizer serves as an immediate nutrient source of the plant, while the compost and carbonized rice hull serve as a longer nutrient source. Field management, on the other hand, provide an interlinking activities of post-field establishment. Field management provide activities specific to every growth stage of the plant, such as fertilizer application, weeding, desuckering, pre-plowing stage activities, fruiting stage activities, and pre- and post-harvesting activities. The fourth package of technology is the management of pests and diseases. The common diseases experienced by the banana industry of the province are the BBTB and Sigatoka. These diseases are easy to manage, but most farmers neglect to control their spread. Both of the aforementioned diseases can be managed easily by right care and management of the field. Due to the growing demand for tissue-cultured banana plantlets, the university once again started its quest to upscale the success of earlier endeavor by sourcing out external funds to intensify research and development as well as extension and production activities. In 2018, a project titled Upgrading of Tissue-Cultured Facility Towards Efficient Production of High-Value Crops was approved by the Department of Agriculture through the Bureau of Agricultural Research for its implementation. The project is focused on the procurement of various equipment which are still lacking in the tissue culture laboratory, renovation of the tissue laboratory, the renovation of the nursery, to cover the improvement of the hardening area, the preparation area, and the stock room. All these activities are expected to contribute in increasing the volume of quality and virus-free planting materials for high-value crops like banana. Another project was approved by the DA Bar for implementation during the year 2020-2021 with a 5 million grant to support the promotion and utilization of tissue-cultured banana, which is expected to eventually increase the income of banana farmers in the province. The project is expected to produce and commercialize tissue-cultured banana in partnership with 2 PO associations, promote the utilization of tissue-cultured banana through the establishment and maintenance of demonstration farms, conduct market study and establish market linkage with different organizations within and outside the province, conduct research activities on various stages of tissue-cultured banana production and cultivation, and develop, produce, and distribute manual on tissue-cultured plant production. Other IEC materials on tissue-cultured production and management, as well as documentation of best practices on tissue-cultured banana production and cultivation. The research department have also established less than a hectare of banana plantation situated inside the university as a source of forms for further research and production. The department also envisions to establish live gene bank of different banana varieties both for gene collection and field shows. The Department of Science and Technology through its regional office stepped in to help the university on this endeavor. DOST Region 2 provided funding for the construction of 2 working areas for the 2 partnered POs of the university in the municipality of Aglipay. As an agricultural university, the Research and Development, Extension and Training Department of the university continuously upholds the mandate of the university in technology generation and development that suits the needs of our various clienteles. Looking forward, through the operation of the Banana Resources Research and Development Center, we hope to develop tissue culture production protocols for other economically important banana varieties. In partnership with funding agencies and farmer cooperators, we hope to establish and maintain banana plantation, which could be our source of forms for the mass production of virus-free and clean planting materials for Lakatan, Saba, Latundan, Buyod, and other banana varieties of economic importance.
We live in a world where undernutrition and obesity can exist side by side in the same country, home, or even person. Foods high in sugars, salt, and/or unhealthy fats are leading to unhealthy diets and are one reason why children may not be growing healthily, while causing other people to develop overweight or obesity.
to the different key officials of Quirino State University who are with us today. We have our International Relations Officer, Dr. Ramiro Bautista, sir. Of course, our Campus Director for Instruction, Dr. Annalyn Grace Ico, ma'am. Different directors, program chairpersons, participants, and guests. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism, Food Diplomacy, and Sustainability, where we gather not just to talk about food, but to explore its power to shape the future. Today, we embark on a journey of transportation or transformation where culinary heritage meets sustainability and where the age old wisdom of our ancestors blends seamlessly with the innovation of tomorrow, with the theme Culinary Heritage as a tool for sustainable development. So as we gather today via Zoom and Facebook Live online, I encourage everyone to think of this moment as more than just a conference. This is a global festival of ideas, a space where innovation, tradition, and sustainability come together on one plate. To kick things off, let us begin with a moment of reflection through a prayer, followed by the singing of Quirino State University hymn and the national anthems of the Philippines and Indonesia through an audiovisual presentations.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. And give you peace. And give you peace. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And be gracious, the Lord be gracious, gracious unto you. Amen. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, dalas ng sigatanan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak putok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihiling, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya ng pagkay mga aking, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you so much, Quirino State University Technical Team. And now, to officially open this session, it is our great pleasure to have Dr. Edward B. Alip, the Campus Administrator of Quirino State University Madali Campus, to deliver his opening remark. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Edward B. Alip to deliver his message.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is with great enthusiasm and pride that I will be giving an opening message to the second season of the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism, Food Diplomacy, and Sustainability. Today, we come together to explore the theme of Culinary Heritage as a tool for sustainable development, a powerful and timely topic that challenges us to think creatively about how food, culture, and sustainability intersect. Food is a mirror of our history, our communities, and our planet. As we set out on this thrilling adventure, we are reminded of this fact. This event offers a special chance to hear from professionals, participate in thoughtful conversations, and exchange ideas that could influence our approach to sustainability, tourism, and food system. Great speakers will share their knowledge and experience in their respective areas all day, from sustainable food system to organic farming, minimizing food waste, and creative ideas for resilient food system and tourism. There is much to investigate and find. Whether in our personal lives, our towns, or as global citizens, let the conversations of today motivate us all to act. Grounded in the rich culinary legacy that links us all, we together have the capacity to create a more sustainable future. Therefore, I once more sincerely welcome all of you to this event. This is our chance to grow, network, and learn together. Let us make the most of it. Your participation in this significant event is much appreciated. Welcome and let the convergence start. And once again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Edward Ali, for your insightful opening remarks. Your words really set the stage for the important discussions we are about to have today. All right, so let us proceed with our first lecturer for this session. So the topic is sustainable food systems, challenges, and opportunities for future generations. This lecture will provide us with an understanding of how food systems can be developed and strengthened to meet the needs of future generations, ensuring that we are able to balance the demands of a growing population with environmental sustainability. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our first lecturer for today's session. He is the current program chair of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture at Quirino State University Madali Campus. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, major in crop science, earned at Isabela State University at Tiague, and Master of Science in Crop Science, major in plant breeding from Central Luzon State University. He is also pursuing a Doctor of Philosophy in Crop Science at Isabela State University at Tiague campus. His career spans multiple roles, including Field Quality Inspector and Supervisor at Syngenta Philippines, where he worked on hybrid corn seed production and science research analyst at the Department of Agriculture Regional Office. He began his teaching career at Quirino State University as Instructor 1 and has since advanced to Assistant Professor 1, a licensed agriculturist and professional teacher. He was also a recipient of the DOST scholarship during his master's degree. His dedication in advancing agricultural education and research continues to shape the future of the industry. At this moment, may we now listen to the lecture of Assistant Prof. Denny T. Ruma. Sir Denny, take it away.
Thank you, Ma'am Lirio. So, let me share my good afternoon to everyone. Let me share my screen. So, once again, good afternoon. I'm going to present my topic, Sustainable Food System, Challenges and Opportunities for Future Generations. So, we have here a brief introduction. So, we have here the global scenario happening. In the first column, we'll need this figure presents the future challenges in agriculture as anticipated to face in year 2050. So this shows three major problems. In the first column, we'll need to feed the 9.8 billion in year 2050 from 6.8 billion in 2010 and expected to rise to approximately 10 billion in the year 2050. So we need more 56% more food to feed these populations. The next column is the limitation in the expansion of land. Of course, when the population increases, conversion of land from agricultural land to residential will follow. Currently, the world agriculture uses approximately 50% of the world vegetated land, and we need more 593 million hectares more and more resources to supplement the production and to feed the 10 billion individuals in year 2050. In the last column is the reduction. Of course, we have to reduce also the greenhouse gas emission. These challenges leads to a new thinking about water scarcity, shrinking arable land, rural labor, climate conditions, and much more. The diminishment in rural population due to urbanization is not only shrinking communities, but it's also leading to aging populations. Therefore, younger growers must step forward to take responsibility. The generation shift and population imbalance create further implications for the workforce, and productions. We must reduce the greenhouse gas emissions by utilizing innovative technologies, adopt smart farming technologies, practice urban agriculture, and use resilient crop varieties in order to withstand this global scenario. So we have here the sustainable food system. This ensures food security and nutrition in a way that does not compromise the economic compromise the economic, social, and environmental foundations for future generations. It involves responsible farming practices, biodiversity conservations, equitable food distributions, and minimal environmental impact. A sustainable food system is one that does not only provide sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet the dietary needs and preferences of growing populations, but preserves and strengthens the economic, social, and environmental foundations necessary for future generations. It encompasses the entire food chain from production and processing to distribution, consumption, and waste management, and production and processing, and ensuring that each stage operates responsibly and efficiently. Sustainable farming practices play a central role emphasizing soil health, water conservation, reduced chemical use, and methods that support the regeneration of ecosystem rather than their depletion. The most important is the conservation of biodiversity, which helps maintain resilient ecosystem that can adapt the climate change, pests and diseases, while also ensuring the continued availability of a wide range of foods. Additionally, a truly sustainable system prioritizes equity, aiming to provide fair access to food for all, protect the rights and livelihood of workers and farmers, particularly smallholders, and reduce food insecurity and malnutrition. Lastly, minimizing environmental impact is essential. This means reducing greenhouse gas emission, avoiding pollutions, preventing deforestation, and cutting down of food waste throughout the supply chain. A sustainable food system seeks to balance the human needs with planetary boundaries, fostering long-term health for both people and the planet. So we have here the challenges in the current food system. We have the climate change, the soil degradation, and loss of biodiversity, and food waste and distribution inefficiencies. The first one is the climate change. This is the erratic weather patterns such as drought and floods threatens food productions. Climate change poses a significant threat to global food security by disrupting the natural system that agriculture depends on. Erratic weather patterns, including unpredictable rainfall, extended droughts, and intense storms, can severely affect crop yields and reduce the reliability of food productions. And drought limit water availability for irrigations, hinder plant growth, and can lead to soil degradation, while floods can wash away the fertile topsoil, destroy crops, and damage infrastructure such as roads and storage facilities. These extreme conditions not only reduce the quantity of food produced, but also impact its quality and nutritional value. Moreover, climate change shifts growing seasons and geographic ranges for both crops and pests, making farming more uncertain and increasing the risk of crop failure. Small-scale farmers, especially in developing regions, are often the most vulnerable, lacking the resources to adapt or recover from climate-related shocks. As these weather-related disruptions become more frequent and severe, building climate resilience into food system becomes crucial to ensure stable food supplies and protect the livelihood of millions. Another one is the soil degradations. It is caused by the excessive use of chemicals, fertilizer, and monocropping deplete soil nutrients. So it is a growing concern in modern agriculture, particularly due to excessive use of chemical fertilizers and the widespread practice of monocropping. When synthetic fertilizers are over-applied, they can disrupt the natural balance of nutrients in the soil, leading to nutrient imbalances and reduced soil fertility over time. This is not only diminishes the soil ability to support healthy plant growth, but also affects its structure and water retention capacity. Monocropping is the repeated planting of a single crop in the same area, further exacerbates the problem by depleting specific nutrients that crop relies on. Without giving the soil a chance to recover, it also reduces biodiversity in the soil, making it more susceptible to pests and diseases. And of course, causes erosion. As a result, farmers often become increasingly dependent on chemical inputs to maintain productivity, which creates a vicious cycle of declining soil health. Long-term soil degradation can lead to a lower crop yields, increased costs for farmers, and ultimately a threat to food security and sustainability. Restoring and maintaining soil health requires a shift towards more sustainable practices such as crop rotation, organic fertilization, and conservation agriculture. Another one is the loss of biodiversity. Over-reliance on a few staple crops, such as rice, wheat, and corn, reduces genetic diversity, making the food system vulnerable to pests and diseases. The loss of biodiversity in agriculture is a significant challenge that undermines the resilience of sustainability of the global food system. One of the primary causes of this issue is the over-reliance on a limited number of staple crops. As mentioned, wheats dominate global food production and consumption. While these crops are efficient and high-yielding, focusing so heavily on them reduces genetic diversity in the food supply. This genetic uniformity makes crops more vulnerable to pests and diseases and changing environmental conditions, such as those caused by climate change. Without a wide variety of species and genetic traits to draw from, it becomes more difficult to adapt to new threats or to develop crops that can withstand stressors like drought, salinity, or emerging pests. Additionally, the loss of traditional and indigenous crop varieties, often better suited to local conditions, can lead to cultural and nutritional erosions. Biodiversity is not just about crop species, but also includes the diversity of soil microbes, pollinators, and natural predators, all of which play vital roles in maintaining healthy ecosystems. Preserving and promoting biodiversity through practices like intercropping, seed saving, and supporting local food systems is essential for building a food system that is robust, adaptive, and capable of nourishing both people and the planet. The last one is the food waste and distribution inefficiencies. Large amount of food go to waste while many people still experiencing hunger. Food waste and distribution inefficiencies represent a paradox at the heart of the global food system. While enough food is produced to feed the entire population, millions of people still suffer from hunger and malnutrition. A significant portion of food is lost or wasted at the various stages of the supply chain, from production and post-harvest handling to processing, retail, and consumptions. In developing countries, much of the food loss occurs due to inadequate infrastructure such as poor storage facilities, lack of refrigerations, and inefficient transportations, which lead to spoilage before food reaches to market. In contrast, in wealthier nations, food waste is often driven by consumer behavior, including overpurchasing, confusion over expiration labels, and discarding food that is still edible. Meanwhile, systemic inefficiencies in distribution mean that surplus foods in some regions does not reach those in need in others. Highlighting issues results in the wastage of resources used to produce the food, land, water, energy, and labor, while adding the greenhouse gas emissions from decomposing food in landfills. Addressing food waste and improving distributions requires coordinated efforts across sectors, including better storage technologies, smarter logistics, public awareness campaigns, and policies that encourage redistribution of surplus food to vulnerable areas. So one of these sustainable options includes the adlay productions. This adlay is one of the product of or produced by Quirino province. Amidst these challenges, adlay emerges as viable alternative to conventional staple crops. Adlay, also known as jabtirs, it is a hardy nutrient grain that has been cultivated in Southeast Asia for centuries. It belongs to the family Poaceae or grasses, the same family to wheat and corn and rice. The stem of adlay could grow up to 1 to 3 meters tall. The grains are white or brown, spherical in shape, and have a groove at one end and become the source of staple food of many native people, particularly in highlands. So we have here the adlay benefits. One is its climate resilience, and of course the nutritional superiority. It is also used for sustainable farming practices and opens economic opportunities, and due to its culinary versatility. Adlay is gaining recognitions in climate resilient crop that holds significant promise for sustainable agriculture, especially in regions facing the impact of climate change. One of its most notable advantages is its adaptability to a wide range of climatic conditions. Unlike rice and wheat requires large amount of water and it's sensitive to drought, adlay thrives with minimal irrigations and can grow well even in relative dry environments. This makes it particularly valuable in areas prone to water scarcity or erratic rainfall. Furthermore, adlay is naturally resistant to many common pests and diseases, reducing the need of chemical pesticides and lowering production costs for farmers. Its resilience not only supports consistent yields under stressful conditions, but also contributes to food security by providing a stable and reliable source of nutrition. As climate change continues to challenge traditional farming systems, integrating climate resilient crops like adlay into local and national food strategies can help ensure a more adaptable and sustainable food for the future. Another benefit is the nutritive value of this adlay. in 100 grams of edible portion of adlay possess energy of 368 kilocalorie, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, dietary fibers, sugars, calcium, and iron. Adlay offers higher level of essential nutrients. It is rich in complex carbohydrates, which provides sustained energy and contains significantly more dietary fiber, promoting better digestions, helping regulate blood sugar levels. Adlay is also good source of protein with a higher protein content than rice, making it particularly beneficial in diets where plant-based protein is important. Additionally, it contains important vitamins and minerals such as calcium, phosphorus, iron, and B vitamins, which contribute to bone health, red blood cell production, and overall metabolic functions. Its low glycemic index makes it a favorable option for individuals managing diabetes or seeking to maintain balanced blood sugar levels these nutritional benefits because of these nutritional benefits. Adlay is not just a climate resilient crop, it's also a powerful tool in improving public health and addressing undernutrition, especially in communities that rely heavily on less nutritious staple food compared to rice and corn. Adlay has higher protein and fiber content. Thus, a person who ate a cup of steamed adlay for lunch is built to last a whole day's work compared to those who ate rice. Adlay can be used in sustainable farming practices. It supports the sustainable farming practices by naturally requiring minimal use of pesticides and systemic fertilizers, which significantly reduces the environmental impact of its cultivation. Unlike many conventional crops that depends heavily on chemical inputs to combat pests and boost yields, adlay natural resistance to common pests and diseases lowers the need for the agrochemicals. This is not only just cuts down the production costs for farmers, but also minimizes harmful runoff into waterways, protecting aquatic ecosystems and soil health. Furthermore, because it grows well even in less fertile soils, adlay can be cultivated without intensive land management or excessive nutrients supplementations, preserving the integrity of the environment. Its low input requirements make it ideal for organic and environmentally friendly farming systems, and its compatibility with intercropping and crop rotations further enhances biodiversity and soil fertility. By promoting more ecologically balanced agricultural practices, adlay serves as a model for how crops can be both productive and planet-friendly, aligning with the goals of sustainable development and long-term food security. Another one is this adlay opens economic opportunities. Encouraging the production of adlay presents valuable economic opportunities, particularly for local farmers seeking for sustainable and profitable alternatives to traditional crops. As demand for healthier and more climate resilient food options, adlay offers a promising livelihood that can diversify farmers' income sources, and reduce their financial risk. Unlike heavily imported grains like rice and wheat, which often dominate the market and can subject to price fluctuations and supply disruptions, adlay is locally grown and can be marketed as a premium, indigenous, and nutritious grains. This reduces dependency on imported staples and helps strengthen food sovereignty. By cultivating adlay, farmers can tap into niche market focus on the health-conscious consumers, eco-friendly products, and heritage grains, potentially fetching higher prices. Moreover, supporting local adlay production stimulates rural economies, creates value chain opportunities in processing and marketing. It empowers farming communities to be more self-sufficient and resilient in the face of economic and environmental challenges. The last one is the culinary versatility. Adlai's culinary versatility is one of its appealing qualities, making it an excellent addition to both traditional and modern kitchens. Its texture and mild nutty flavor allow it to serve as a nutritious substitute to rice in a wide range of dishes, from everyday meals to festive recipes. It can be steamed and served as a grain side dish, much like rice or quinoa, or incorporated into hearty soups and stews, where it holds its shape well and adds a satisfying bite. Adlay is also commonly used in porridge, offering wholesome and filling options for breakfast or snacks. Beyond these uses, adlay can be milled into flour and used in baking or as a base of gluten-free products, including breads, pastries, and noodles. Its adaptability not only appeals to health-conscious consumers and chefs seeking new ingredients, but also make it a culturally flexible craft that can be integrated into a variety of regional cuisines. This broad culinary range increases its marketability and makes it easier for communities to adapt and enjoy it as part of their daily diets. These are the opportunities for future generations using this adlay. Of course, we have here the diversified diets. Support local farmers, and it can be used in climate smart agriculture and for food security enhancement. By promoting adlay as part of sustainable food system, we open doors to numerous opportunities. Adlay's versatility in the kitchen makes it an excellent ingredient for creating a wide array of diversified recipes that cater to various dietary needs and preferences. As a healthy alternative to white rice, it can be used in classic dishes such as stir fries, grain bowls, or as a base for vegetables and meat toppings. Its chewy texture and nutty flavor also make it a great addition to salads, adding both substance and nutrition. For breakfast, adlay can be cooked into a creamy porridge flavored with fruits, nuts, or local sweeteners like honey or coconut milk. It can also be ground into flour for gluten-free baking, making it ideal for breads, muffins, pancakes, and even pasta. In soup and stews, it holds up well and adds satisfying bite, perfect for hearty, nourishing meals because it can be used in both savory and sweet dishes. Adlay open up countless culinary possibilities from traditional recipes with a twist to modern, healthy, health-focused meals. These diverse preparations not only keep meals exciting and flavorful, but also promotes better nutritional intake and support a more balanced and sustainable diet. This adlay can support local farmers in increasing the demand of this adlay can significantly support these local farmers and strengthen agricultural economies, especially in rural areas. As more consumers, institutions, and businesses recognize the nutritional and environmental benefits of adlay, its market potential grows, offering farmers a viable and profitable alternative to traditional, often oversaturated crops. These shifts can help reduce dependence on imported grains, keeping more of economic value within local communities. By cultivating adlay, farmers can diversify their income and become more resilient to market and climate-related shocks. Additionally, the expansion of adlay production can stimulate job creations across the value chain, from seed production and farming to processing, packaging, and distribution. With proper support from government programs, cooperatives, and agribusiness initiatives, adlay farming can promote inclusive growth, empower smallholders farmers, and contribute to rural development, ultimately fostering a thriving adlay market not only enhances food security but also uplift the livelihood of those who grows it. Another one is the use it for climate smart agriculture. Adlay production, when integrated into a climate smart agriculture approach, plays a crucial role in promoting sustainable and resilient farming systems, especially in climate vulnerable countries like the Philippines. Climate smart agriculture emphasizes practices that simultaneously increase agricultural productivity, enhance resilience to climate change, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Adlay aligns well with these goals due to its adaptability to diverse environmental conditions, including drought-prone and marginal lands where other staple crops may struggle. Its low requirement for water and agrochemical inputs make it an environmentally friendly option, reducing the carbon footprints and preserving natural resources such as soil and water. Furthermore, adlay natural resistance to plant and diseases lessens the need for systemic pesticides, promoting healthier ecosystems and minimizing health risks to farmers. By adopting climate-smart practices such as intercropping, organic fertilization, and conservation tillage in adlay cultivation, farmers can only secure stable despite climate uncertainties, but also contributes to long-term food security. In regions like the Philippines, where agriculture is both a livelihood and pillar of national food supply, promoting adlay through a climate-smart lens empower communities to adapt to changing climates while building more sustainable and self-reliant food system. The last one is food security enhancement. Enhancing food security is a critical goal for many nations, and one effective way to achieve this is by reducing dependence on imported staple foods. Relying heavily on imported grains such as rice and wheat, and including corn, exposes countries to global market fluctuations, trade disruptions, and price volatility, which can threaten the stability and accessibility of food supplies. By promoting the cultivations and consumptions of locally grown alternatives like this adlay, countries can strengthen their domestic food systems and increase self-sufficiency. Local production ensures a more stable and reliable food supply even during the global crisis of import restrictions. It also support the development of local agricultural industries, stimulates rural economies, and reduce the environmental footprints associated with long-distance food transport. In the context of the Philippines, where adlay has long been part of the traditional farming, revitalizing its production and consumption can serve as a strategic move toward a more resilient, secure, and sustainable food for the future. Ultimately, diversifying staple food sources with climate resilience, locally grown crops like adlay empower nations to better withstand external shocks and ensure the nutritious food remains accessible to all. In summary, the future of food security depends on our ability to adopt sustainable solutions. Adlay is a promising alternative to conventional grains, offering environmental, economic, and nutritional benefits by raising awareness and integrating it into mainstream agriculture and diets. We can build a resilient and self-sustaining food system for future generations. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Denny Tiruma. Your presentation has given us an understanding of pressing need to build food systems that are not only resilient, but also adaptable to all the challenges brought to us by climate change and in the coming decades. And thank you also for presenting the alternative of rice, which is the adlay, and its benefits, balancing the demands of a growing population with the imperative to protect our environment. So let's carry forward these ideas and insights as we move through today's session. And a way to show our appreciation, we are honored to award this certificate of recognition. So may I read to you the following citation. Quirino State University International Relations Office, Difuen Quirino awards this certificate of recognition to Mr. Danny Tiruma, chairperson of visa program, Quirino State University, Madala Campus. In grateful recognition for his invaluable services as a speaker during the International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism and Food Diplomacy and Sustainability held on April 11, 25 and May 2, 2025 via Zoom teleconferencing with the team Culinary Heritage as a tool for sustainable development. Given this 25th day of April 2025 at Quirino State University, Dipon, Quirino, Philippines. Signed, Romero G. Bautista, International Relations Officer. Signed, Dr. Hermenegildo F. Sammy Jr., our University President. Once again, thank you so much, Sir Danny Tiruma. All right. So may I also grab this opportunity to thank our attendees. We extend a warm welcome to all our participants, especially those from different agencies and institutions. We have our participants from CBC-ITC, Ifugao State University, and of course, one of our lecturers is already with us. Now, we have Dr. Prima Luna of Indonesia, and of course, other agencies who are joining us via Facebook Live and Zoom. So your presence today truly enriches this session, and we appreciate you for taking the time to be with us. All right. So just a reminder everyone, please stay with us until the end of the webinar as evaluation will be provided shortly. We appreciate your participation and we'll share the evaluation details soon. So stay tuned. Okay, so now with that in mind, we are excited to dive deeper into our next topic, which will explore on organic and regenerative agriculture, ensuring sustainable food supply chains with our lecturer, no other than Dr. Mina Joy Biwigan, a dedicated and accomplished professional agriculturist, where she holds tested national certificates in agricultural crop production, organic agriculture, agro-entrepreneurship, demonstrating her commitment to both theoretical knowledge and practical skills in the field. In addition, Dr. Wigan's academic journey culminated in the attainment of a Doctor of Philosophy in Agricultural Sciences, major in crop science from Isabela State University, and their main campus at Tiague, Isabela, last 2019. She also earned her master's in agricultural sciences or science, major in crop science from the same institution last 2014. Dr. Wigan is an active researcher contributing to the advancement of agricultural knowledge through her publications. Currently, she is a faculty member of the College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Engineering and the Graduate School of Quirino State University main campus. So Dr. Wigan, the virtual floor is now yours.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. We are in a critical juncture where our food systems, while feeding billions of people, are also contributing to environmental degradation, climate change, and the depletion of biodiversity. The conventional farming, which is reliant on synthetic inputs and monoculture farming practices, is showing its limitations. But today, I want to talk about effective approaches that can transform our food systems, our food chains, organic and regenerative agriculture. These represent a fundamental shift in how we view our relationship with the land and the food it provides. They offer a pathway towards sustainable food chains, ensuring food security for generations to come while restoring the health of our soil and the planet. But first, let us talk about what is organic agriculture. It is a holistic production management system which promotes and enhances agroecosystem health, including biodiversity, biological cycles, and soil biological activity, emphasizes the use of management practices over the use of off-farm inputs, and utilizes cultural, biological, and mechanical methods as opposed to synthetic materials. Organic agriculture combines tradition, innovation, and science to benefit the shared environment and promote fair relationship and a good quality of life for all involved. Organic agriculture is a production system that prioritizes the health of soil, ecosystems, and people. It relies on ecological processes, biodiversity, and cycles adapted to local conditions, rather than the use of inputs with adverse effects such as synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and genetically modified organisms. It aims to optimize quality in all aspects of agriculture and the environment. At its core, organic farming is about working with nature and not against it. Let's talk about the 4 principles of organic agriculture according to IFOAM. What is IFOAM? IFOAM is International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movement. It is the leading international organization in the organic agriculture movement, and its principles are widely recognized and respected. Many countries align their national organic standards with IFOAM's principles to facilitate international trade and ensure consistency in organic practices. The first principle is the principle of health. This principle emphasizes that organic agriculture views the health of all components of the agricultural ecosystem as interconnected. It aims to avoid practices that harm this holistic health and instead promote practices that nurture it. The second principle is principle of ecology. This principle highlights importance of working with natural ecological processes. Organic agriculture seeks to mimic natural cycles, maintain ecological balance, and conserve biodiversity. The third principle is the principle of fairness. This principle stresses the importance of equity in organic agriculture. It's about fair relationships at all levels, including farmers, workers, consumers, and the environment. The fourth principle is the principle of care. This principle emphasizes the need for a cautious and responsible approach in managing organic agriculture. It highlights the importance of protecting the well-being of current and future generations as well as the environment by taking preventive measures. What are the legal bases for the implementation of organic agriculture in our country? The first one is Republic Act number 10068, known as the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010. This act provides the overall framework for the development and promotion of organic agriculture in the Philippines. The second one is the Philippine National Standards developed by the Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Standards, or the BAFS, number 337 of 2022. This provides specific guidelines for organic crop production, post-harvest handling, and processing in the Philippines. What are the key aspects for organic agriculture? We have 3: soil health, biodiversity, and ecological balance. So let's first talk about soil health. Soil health refers to the continued capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, and humans. It can be enhanced through crop rotation, composting, and cover cropping. What is crop rotation? Crop rotation maximizes plant diversity by alternating different types of crops in a field over time, while compost application increases soil organic matter by directly adding carbon and nutrients from the compost itself, and indirectly by enhancing plant growth and increasing microbial activity. Cover cropping reduces soil disturbance by minimizing the need for tillage and cultivation, improving soil structure, enhancing water infiltration, and reducing soil erosion, all of which contribute to a healthier soil ecosystem. Biodiversity. Biodiversity enhances natural pest control and pollination by creating a more diverse and stable ecosystem with numerous benefits for agriculture. A wider range of plants and animals, including beneficial insects like pollinators and predators, supports more effective pest control and ensures successful pollination, leading to increased crop yields and reduced reliance on pesticides. Ecological balance in farming systems, or also known as agroecology, enhances resilience by promoting soil health, increasing biodiversity, and reducing reliance on external inputs. This leads to systems that can withstand shocks like extreme weather events, pest infestations, and climate change. What is regenerative agriculture as compared to organic agriculture. Just like organic agriculture, it focuses on topsoil regeneration, increasing biodiversity, improving the water cycle, enhancing ecosystem services, supporting biosequestration, increasing resilience to climate change, and strengthening the health and vitality of the soil. While organic focuses on avoiding harm, regenerative focuses on actively healing. So it is a conservation and rehabilitation approach to food and farming systems. Organic agriculture towards food security and resilience. Organic farming can be effective in increasing and stabilizing yields, particularly in marginal areas, contributing to food security and reducing the risk of crop failure. Organic farming practices can contribute to improved food quality and safety by reducing the risk of pesticide residues and promoting the use of natural pest control methods. Organic farming practices such as building healthy soils and diversifying crop systems can help build resilience to climate change impacts like drought and extreme weather events. So what are the different natural farming technologies used in organic agriculture? I will give stress, or I will focus on the bioorganic inputs derived from plants, fish, and animal extracts. Bioorganic inputs generally refer to materials of biological origin that are used to enhance soil fertility and crop health in organic farming systems. These inputs are derived from living organisms or their byproducts and are considered natural. So what are these? We have the indigenous microorganism, or the IMO, fermented plant juice, or FPJ, fermented fruit juice, or the FFJ, fish amino acids, or the FAA, the oriental herbal nutrients, or the OHN, our calpos, calcium phosphate, our lactic acid bacteria serum, or LUBS, and natural insect attractants, or the NIA. What is indigenous microorganism? Indigenous microorganisms, or IMOs, are also known as natural microbes. These are microorganisms that naturally exist in a specific environment like soil or the surface of living things. They include bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic organisms. IMO play a crucial role in various natural processes like decomposition, nutrient cycling, and plant growth. How about FPJ, or the fermented plant juice? FPJ is a naturally derived liquid fertilizer produced by fermenting plant matters like young shoots and leaves with molasses or brown sugar. This process extracts beneficial enzymes and microorganisms from the plant material, creating a nutrient-rich solution that can be used to nourish plants and improve soil health. The fermented fruit juice is a naturally produced liquid rich in beneficial microorganisms and nutrients made by fermented ripe fruits or vegetables or root crops with molasses or sugar. This process extracts natural enzymes and microorganisms that can promote plant growth, flowering, and fruit setting, making it a popular choice in organic farming system. The fourth one is the fish amino acid, which is made from discarded parts of the fish, including the bones, head, internal organs, and skin with molasses or sugar. But you can also use the meat part. The FAA contains 90% nitrogen and 2.5% phosphorus. This biofertilizer helps reduce costs for farmers since main ingredients like fish scraps are usually free or can be purchased at low cost. The fifth one is the Oriental Herbal Nutrients or the OHN. It is a fermented herbal concoction used in natural farming to revitalize crops, boost their growth, and protect them from pests and diseases. It is made by fermenting a mixture of herbs like ginger, garlic, cinnamon, or licorice with brown sugar and alcohol. OHN is believed to strengthen plant immunity, encourage beneficial microorganisms, and control pests and diseases. The calpos or calcium phosphate, also referred to as calpos, is a natural slow-release source of calcium and phosphorus used as a soil amendment and fertilizer for various crops, including vegetables, fruits, and even ornamentals. Lactic acid bacteria serum is a probiotic concoction used in agriculture and other applications. It's made by cultivating lactic acid bacteria, which are beneficial microorganisms from sources like rice, wash, or milk. Labs can improve plant growth, enhance digestion in livestock, and reduce waste odor. It's a cost-effective alternative to antibiotics in some contexts. The natural insect attractant, or INAs, are substances that naturally lure insects, including both beneficial and pest species. They can be derived from plants, animals, or even microorganisms. NIAs are often used in integrated pest management or IPM strategies to attract beneficial insects like pollinators or predators while repelling or trapping pests. To conclude my topic, organic and regenerative agriculture offer a powerful vision for a more sustainable future. They are not simply about growing food, they are about cultivating change. They are about building resilient food systems that nourish both people and the planet. It requires a collective effort. Farmers, consumers, policymakers, and businesses must work together to create a food system that is truly sustainable. Let's embrace the opportunity to cultivate change, to build food chains that are not only productive but also regenerative, ensuring a healthy and abundant future for all. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruben, for that enlightening presentation. It was truly inspiring to hear about the pressing challenges and promising solutions that exist within the field of sustainable food systems. And a way to show our appreciation, we are honored to award this certificate as a distinguished lecturer recognizing your unwavering dedication. So may I read its citation? Quirino State University International Relations Office, Dipon Quirino, awards this certificate of recognition to Dr. Mina Joy Biwigan, chairperson of MSA program, in grateful recognition for her invaluable services as a speaker during the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism and Food Diplomacy and Sustainability held on April 25 and May 2, 2025 via Zoom teleconferencing with the theme Culinary Heritage as a Tool for Sustainable Development. Given this 25th day of April 2025 at Quirino State University, Dipon Quirino, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Ramiro G. Bautista, International Relations Officer, and signed, Dr. Hermenegildo F. Samuel Jr., University President. Moving on to our third topic of the day, which is entitled Reducing Food Waste Best Practices for Sustainable Hospitality Tourism. This lecture will explore innovative solutions and best practices in the hospitality and tourism industries to minimize food waste and promote sustainability. So our next lecturer is no other than Ma'am Maricel Bibaroga, an assistant professor of Quirino State University. She currently serves as the program chair person of the Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. Apart from her administrative and teaching duties, she also engages in research focusing on tourism and hospitality. She has explored topics such as tourism impacts, green practices, tour guiding, and ecotourism in Quirino province. Ma'am Maricel is also passionate about sharing knowledge not just with the college students, but also to TESDA scholars. She actively participates in TESDA training programs. She serves as trainer and competency assessor for various tourism-related TESDA qualifications. Ma'am Maricel believes in continuous learning and collaboration to help shape a sustainable tourism industry. Ma'am Maricel, please take it away.
Thank you, Ma'am Lirio. Let me just share my screen. So good afternoon, everyone. So we have heard the very interesting discussions of my fellow speakers for today. So they're focused more on agriculture because of course that is their field. So now let's jump in the third topic, which is food waste, and it will be focusing more on the best practices of hospitality and tourism establishments worldwide. So we'll be encountering more of food waste in this discussion. So what's food waste? So food waste is critical global issue, and it is actually a trillion. It's not just million nor billion, but it is $1 trillion problem. And sadly, hospitality industry is a big part of it. So meaning we are contributor to food waste. But the good news is, from luxury hotels to street vendors, there are already solutions. And these solutions are already working. So as we go along, we will be exploring the real-world strategies that can minimize or cut waste, boost profits, and also satisfy the guest. But before we tackle the solutions, we must clearly define the problem. So what exactly is food waste? And how does it differ from food surplus? So in line with the United States Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, and the United Nations definition, food waste is now defined as uneaten food and inedible parts. So examples of inedible parts are peels, pits, bones, that are going to the following 8 destinations, which are composting, anaerobic digestion, landfill, combustion, sewer, dumping, spread onto land, or not harvested. So it is a subset of surplus food, which is defined as food that goes unsold or unused by a business, or that goes uneaten at home, including food and inedible parts that are donated, fed to animals, repurposed to produce other products, and all the destinations represented in the food waste. So the critical distinction of these two terms is that food waste is an endpoint, while surplus represents an opportunity. So our challenge, and at the same time our opportunity, lies in preventing food from becoming how we handle food surplus. So some surplus food is inevitable, But the goal of food waste reduction effort is not only to get food out of landfill, it is also to make sure that food is going to its highest and best use. So what is its highest and best use? That is to be eaten or to be consumed by human. So this can be seen in guidance provided by the EPA in its wasted food scale. So for us to have an idea of food scale, EPA's wasted food scale rather. So this is the framework. So essentially, all the resources required to produce, to transport, to store, or to sell a truckload of perishable goods. For example, broccoli, strawberry, tomatoes have been better used when those strawberries are consumed by people rather than, for example, added to soil as compost or worse, sent to landfills. The US government has set 50% food waste reduction goals. So it aims to cut the amount of food waste in the retail, in food service, residential sectors in half. 50%. So in line with the United Nations Development Goal, or what we call the SDG number 12, if we are familiar with that, that is responsible consumption and production. So that is SDG number 12. Where does food surplus occur? So surplus food is often considered to be singular problem, but it is actually there is entirely different situation for hundreds of tons of broccoli to go unharvested on farm compared to a half full platter of uneaten potatoes that's scraped into trash at home. So loss and waste occur at each stage of supply chain, with the majority happening at consumer-facing businesses. That includes grocery stores, in the hospitality industry, restaurants, and other businesses that sell and serve food, and also in our homes. So food waste is systematic in nature, and it is important to recognize that what happens to one stage is often influenced by something that happens at another stage. Which food are surplus? So which foods are surplus? 80% of surplus comes from perishables, which includes fruits, vegetables, meats, seafoods, milk, dairy products, and some grain products such as bread or bakery items. So perishable, it perishes. By nature, they can spoil. So they are often discarded. So in contrast, non-perishable food like pasta, canned goods, highly processed food, or shelf-stable product, they do not go bad as easily. So fruits and vegetables constitute more than a third of total food waste. Meats and seafood, while perishable, are the most expensive food types and therefore tend to have lower waste rates due to the high value. So what causes surplus food? So surplus food stems from multiple causes. First is farm. So much of our food waste begins before harvest. When the crop prices are low or the labor is scarce, farmers can afford to pick everything they grow. Perfectly good produce left in fields because it's too ugly for the stores. Even with the food recovery program, most never make it in the market. Simply, it was plowed under. Second cause of food surplus is manufacturers. So about 90% of food surplus comes from byproducts like peels, stems, bones, and production line waste. So many of these trimmings, such as yung potato peels from French fries, are still edible. Product variety also creates inefficiencies. Each time a production line changes, it must be emptied and cleaned. Third is retailers. Consumer demand for variety and quality puts pressure on inventory management and food purchasing. Changing stocking practices or product sizes is often difficult, especially when tied to a retailer's brand identity. They have these high standards for freshness. Also, it leads the business to discard food, even if the food is still safe, edible, they are often discarded. So, they also have this data label confusion, which accounts about 50% of retail food waste. Next is food service. Actually, this one is obvious. Like retailers, food service businesses face pressure to offer a variety of speed, especially in fast food chains. Challenges also is in forecasting, storage, and preparation methods. About 70% comes to plate waste because consumers, they often leave food uneaten, especially with the growth of, only rice, all you can restaurant, the samgyeopsal. They all cause food surplus. Last is homes. So every one of us is a contributor to food waste. Poor food management at homes that leads to spoilage and waste. Also, what contributes heavily is the unplanned and bulk buying of stocks, confusions over date labels, and lack of knowledge on storage and repurposing. Now, to combat food waste, the various hospitality and tourism establishments have adopted evidence-based strategies. So these practices not only reduce waste, but it also enhance the operational efficiency and brand production or brand reputation of that certain establishment. First on my list is sustainable procurement and menu planning of Silo. So Silo, let me just give you a background of Silo. So Silo is the world's first zero restaurant. So how did they achieve it? How did they become zero waste? First best practice is they work directly with farmers. So it enables them to eliminate packaging and transportation waste. Second is they use root to stem cooking. So meaning they utilize every part of the plant. So, and third is they change menu daily depending on the available surplus ingredients. So this practice of silo demonstrate how intentional procurement can eliminate waste because this results since opening of silo, they never had food waste. So actually the founder, Mr. Douglas McMaster, he lives by a powerful mantra. His mantra was, we don't have bins, just creativity. They do not have trash bins, just creativity. So this philosophy, this philosophy transforms waste reduction from a constraint into innovation. So let's move to the second best practice in reducing food waste. And that is improving storage and inventory management, which is a flagship of Italy. So Italy is a store in Italy. So they reduce inventory waste by 40% through daily stock checks. The staff log near expiring items to prompt use or give discounts to these nearly expiring items. They also have this no waste practice where they preserve surplus food by pickling and fermentation. So proactive management of Italy ensures that food is utilized before spoilage and it cut costs and waste simultaneously. Third best practices on my list to reduce food waste is portion and control engagement. Several hotels, including this hotel, the Scandic Hotel, offer half portion or the children portion option in their menus. So these options are designed to cater guests with smaller appetites or the children to reduce food waste. They also have this simple yet very helpful way of educating their guests with messages like, help us reduce waste. So through these practices, the Scandic hotels were able to reduce waste by 15%, and they also foster guest participation in sustainability efforts. Another best practice is staff training and waste tracking. So Marriott hotels in UK, Ireland, Nordics has implemented this food waste reduction initiative across 53 managed hotels. So Marriott kitchens reduce overproduction by 25% after training their staff on waste reduction techniques. And also, they implemented waste tracking tools like Winnows. So Winnows, that is an artificial intelligence tool to help chefs run more profitable and sustainable kitchen by monitoring and cutting waste in half. So really, AI nowadays, if used correctly, is very helpful. Last but not the least is in reducing food waste reduction is creative reuse. Maybe some of us have heard this Blue Hill at Stone Barns. Those who are in the hospitality and tourism, maybe they have heard this viral restaurant, the Blue Hill and Stone Bars. They actually gone viral after their chef Dan Barber was seen on Netflix. So some of their waste not initiative is treating scraps as ingredients. For example, carrot tops. They made use of carrot leaves to make a pesto pasta. They also have this fishbone broth, and they utilize ugly, what they call ugly because it's not perfect, ugly vegetables into a dish. So they have this famous garbage salad. It is also viral, and it has become a signature dish for them, where they use peels, stems, and imperfect produce to have this salad. That's why it is called garbage salad. So another is whole animal butchery, where in this practice they utilize every part of the animal from nose to tail. So by doing these practices, they were able to lower the food cost by whooping 30%. Now, in relation to this best practice of this restaurant, I would also like to showcase how our own students and faculty researchers in Quirino State University are turning overlooked ingredients, those ingredients that are supposed to be fed to animals or put into trash, or what we call surplus food, into an extraordinary products. So first on my list is the cold fruit wine. So we have this wine, a product innovation of students from the College of Health Sciences and their professor, Sir Denson Liday. I just like to acknowledge them. They transformed aesthetically imperfect or overripe fruits. They asked the market vendors to give them those, and then because those are typically meant for animal fed, but they transformed that into a consumable product, which is wine. Another is the banana pith kimchi or kimchi. So banana pith, for those who are not familiar, this is the inner core of banana stem. So it is actually edible part, but often discarded because some people they do not consider banana pith as palatable for human consumption. However, Ma'am Christine de la Cruz, who is a faculty of QSU Cabarugis and the maker of this product, focus on this part, the banana pith. So she adopted a traditional kimchi fermentation method, which resulted to a nutritious probiotic food, which she calls banana pith kimchi or kimchi. And this product was actually now available in the market. Last is the pickled sweet potato stems. So sweet potato stems are typically removed during harvest because what we often utilize is the tuber or the tops. But we thought of making use of this discarded part into simple appetizer by the process of pickling. So pickling is just a very simple process. And I believe that this approach offers a small or the farmers a simple or scalable techniques to transform residues into a consumable goods. Aside from these three products, QSU faculty and students have developed many more, but unfortunately, there wasn't enough time to showcase them all. Nevertheless, these innovations reflect the creativity, resourcefulness, and potential of QSU community in driving sustainable and meaningful change. So this is my last slide. I would just like to end this by a quote from Hillary Clinton, which says, "Food waste is a solvable problem, but it requires collective action." So I hope that we will embrace the strategies, not just the hospitality industry and the tourism industry, but all of us, because we can help. All of us can help lead the way towards a more sustainable future. Okay, so that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. And once again, good afternoon to all of us.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Maricel, for that informative and impactful session. It is clear that these practices are essential for building a more sustainable, hospitable, and tourism. We are really amazed, ma'am, with the innovative products that you shared to us. All right, so to show our deep appreciation, same certificate of recognition is also awarded to Ma'am Maricel B. Baroga, Chairperson of the STM Program, Quirino State University, Difuin Campus, in grateful recognition for her invaluable service as speaker during the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism and Food Diplomacy and Sustainability held on April 25, 2025 via Zoom teleconferencing with the team Culinary Heritage as a tool for sustainable development. Given this 25th day of April 2025 at Quirino State University, Difuin, Quirino, Philippines, signed Dr. Ramiro G. Bautista, International Relations Officer, and Dr. Hermenegildo F. Samuel Jr., University President. Once again, thank you so much, Ma'am Maricel Baroga. So to introduce our next speaker, I would like to welcome our International Relations Officer, Dr. Ramiro G. Bautista, for him to introduce our next lecturer.
Thank you, Lirio. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today. Dr. Prima Luna is an accomplished Indonesian researcher specializing in post-harvest technology. She earned her PhD in food science and nutrition from the University of Reading, United Kingdom in 2018, following her Master of Science and Bachelor of Science degrees in food science and food technology, respectively, from Bogor Agricultural University in Indonesia. Moreover, Dr. Prima Luna is my alumni in the ASEAN Young Scientist Science Leadership Program in 2019 in Hanoi, Vietnam. Since 2009, Dr. Luna has been actively involved in a range of research initiatives focusing on food innovation, biopolymer extraction, biodegradable packaging, and sustainable food systems. She has led and participated in numerous nationally funded projects, including the development of biodegradable films from sorghum byproducts and the implementation of dynamic modeling tools for post-harvest rice policy. Her scholarly contributions include multiple publications. It's actually it's 3 pages, but that's why I cannot present them to you right now. In international conferences and index journals, as well as patents on low glycemic index food products. Dr. Luna has received several awards, including Best Paper recognition at international conferences on food properties and national honors for scientific training and presentation. Her ongoing research reflects a commitment to food security, sustainable agriculture, and the valorization of local crops into functional and value-added products. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular pride and honor to present to you a friend from Indonesia, Dr. Prima Luna.
Thank you so much, Dr. Romero, for your kind introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers, all colleagues. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Prima Luna. You can call me Luna. I am representative from Ministry of Agriculture, Republic of Indonesia. And today, my talk, wait, I will share the screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, Doc.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Wait, yeah. So I will talk about innovation and sustainable strategies for resilient food system and tourism. Food systems and tourism are two different aspects in my point of view, but I would like to share these two aspects based on lesson learned from Indonesia. So this is the outline of my presentation, introduction, strategies in achieving food security in Indonesia, and lesson learned for innovation of herbs and spices. I believe this is have relation with the tourism as well, and challenges also alternative solution and recommendations. For introduction, food systems and tourism, even though there are two big different aspects or issues, they are interlinked pillars of health, culture, and economy, with challenges in environmental degradation as well as the cultural erosion. And our global challenges affecting food systems and tourism, I believe it's happening in all around the world, is COVID-19 pandemic, and then climate change, also economic market shift. However, we have to build resilience through innovation and sustainability. This is the profile of Indonesia. Indonesia is a huge country. We have almost 280 billion people or citizens in Indonesia, and we have 17,000 islands. So you can imagine how huge Indonesia. So in terms of rice field, we have 7.5 billion hectares, yeah, and harvested area is around 10 billion hectares. Productivity of rice, because rice is our staple food, is 5.24 tons per hectare, and the production is 54 billion ton for a dried grain, yeah, for rice. And this huge of rice field in Indonesia. So regarding the food security, you have to build very significant strategies, because we have to feed almost 280 billion citizens in Indonesia. So Indonesia Ministry of Agriculture have a blueprint for the next 5 years from 2024 until 2029. We would like to increase our gross domestic product around 4% with several strategies. The first strategies is how to increase, how to enhance the National Food Self-Sufficiency Program. There are several programs. The first is how to provide the superior seeds, including rice, maize, and other crops, and then fertilizers, and then irrigation, system. Yeah, we built around 61 dams for irrigation, and of course the land optimization by utilize the swampland, because Indonesia has a lot of swampland. And for food self-sufficiency program, we try to build a new rice field, yeah, around 3 million hectares. And then irrigation system, how we encourage the millennial and Gen Z farmers' participation, and also how we transform from traditional to modern agriculture. And the second strategies is how to increase the export commodity development by rejuvenation and also superior seeds, yeah, and also increase the added value by strengthening the downstream process. And then the third strategies is how to increase of milk production for nutritious food by increasing the dairy cattle and also beef cattle availability, and facilitate an attractive climate for livestock investor. And then the fourth is how to increase the nutritious home garden program, yeah, by produce healthy, nutritious food in gardens, at home, office, school, boarding school, yeah, so we can provide healthy vegetables just from our environment, yeah. And then we also enhance the bioenergy self-sufficiency program by increasing the palm oil production, and then increase biodiesel industry capacity, implementation of biodiesel 50. We hope we can also produce the biodiesel 100% for all vehicles manufacturers, yeah, and decrease the CPO export, increase the world CPO price. These are maps of Indonesia. You can see that Indonesia is a very huge country, and we aim to increase the rice field around 3 million hectares. Moving on to the tourism, we would like to highlight Indonesia's herbal and spice wealth. In this case, Indonesia's unique strength is rich of biodiversity, herbal and spice heritage. Herbal plants and spice are used in food, health, wellness, and traditional medicines. Traditional medicines, we call it jamu. So if you visiting Indonesia, you can hear the word jamu, meaning is traditional medicines. And we have all across Indonesia for jamu. Specific herbs such as ginger, turmeric, curcuma, Javanese turmeric, and also we have bitter herbs. Yeah, and for spices we have nutmeg, cloves, white, black pepper, cinnamon, and vanilla. This is the map of our medicinal plant varieties. You can see that we already established several varieties. For example, ginger. We have Cimangguan, Jahira 1, Jahira 2, Harina 1 until 4. So already around more than 5 varieties for ginger. Most of them is in Java and also Sumatra Island. And for curcuma, specifically in Java, we have established 3 varieties, including Cursina 1, Cursina 2, and Cursina 3. For aromatic ginger, we have Galesia 1 and Galesia 2. For turmeric, we have Turina 1, Turina 2, and Turina 3. Moving on to the distribution map of Indonesia's spices, you can see here, we have nutmeg and cloves in Maluku, in East Indonesia. And then we have also black pepper, white pepper in Sumatra Island, and also cinnamon. Innovations regarding the product development for food and non-food. For food, we have medicine and health supplements. We call it DEHAF. It's already commercialized. DEHAF is can protect from the dengue fever. And then we also have jamu, healthy herbal drinks, black pepper, and then white pepper, nutmeg syrup, nutmeg sweets, and other products. For non-food products, our innovations, including biopesticides, and then balm, lotion, essential oil for aromatherapy, and then myristicin and trimyristicin for cosmetics, jamu for livestock, yeah, not only for human but for all livestock as well, and then pest attractant and other products. Other innovations, we also focus on regenerative farming. Yeah, we also want to build environmental good. Yeah, in our Indonesia for the how to say, for the soil land. Yeah, organic, and then also with the less unorganic fertilizer. And also we would like to enhance our smart agriculture technology by using IoT, modern technology, and farming application. And for sustainable tourism experience, such as herbal, we also have the spice based on eco and wellness tourism. We often do the jamu workshop, yeah, and then visiting farms and also spice trails in their endemic location. And for culinary tourism, of course, if you're visiting Indonesia, our restaurant, cafe serve the herbal infused drink, jamu, and many other drinks that derivative from the herbal drinks. Moving on to the challenges for resilient food systems and tourism. There are several challenges that, of course, not only Indonesia, but all around the world face these challenges, including climate change impacts, and then standardization of products, yeah, because we also involve in, I would say, in trade, yeah, international trading, and then market access as well, cultural erosion, and a surge of imported goods. And then to overcome the challenges, there are several recommendations. Of course, we have to train the farmer how to do good agricultural practices, good handling practices, including certification to meet the standard, not only national standard, but also international standard, for example, like Codex. Yeah. And then we encourage a lot of all around the how to say, provinces to create the geographic index labels for spices and herbs, and then cross-sector collaboration, of course, not only in agriculture, including Ministry of Tourism, and then for research and other agencies. And then, of course, we would like to add the downstream process, yeah, by added value all the products, including not only in agriculture, but also the spices, the medicinal, and also the herbs. And of course, we have to educate younger generation so they continue to love the herbal heritage. And jamu is one of our heritage, so we have to educate, yeah, young generation in Indonesia to love drinking jamu and other medicinal plants. Okay. Okay, maybe that's all my presentation, Dr. Ramiro. Back to you. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much,
my friend.
Dr. Prima Luna, our lecturer from Indonesia, for sharing your valuable insights into your lecture, which is Innovations and Sustainable Strategies for Resilient Food Systems and Tourism. So we are really honored to award this certificate, Doc, recognizing your unwavering dedication, passion, and innovative teaching methods that have inspired countless teachers here who are joining with us today, students, and fostered their academic and personal growth. So same certificate is also awarded to Dr. Prima Luna of Indonesia in grateful recognition for her invaluable services as a keynote speaker during the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism and Food Diplomacy and Sustainability held on April 25, 2025 via Zoom, teleconferencing with the theme Culinary Heritage as a Tool for Sustainable Development. Given this 25th day of April 2025 at Quirino State University, Dipon, Quirino, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Ramiro G. Bautista, International Relations Officer, and signed by Dr. Hermenegildo F. Samuel Jr., our university president. Once again, thank you so much, Dr. Prima Luna of Indonesia, our keynote speaker.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Prima, for always accommodating us despite your busy schedule. So again, thank you very much. Do we have Dr. Dragan? I think he cannot make it now. Okay, so let's move on, Ma'am Lirio. Yeah.
All right, so to all our participants, you may start filling up now our evaluation, which is sent in our chat box. Meron na po. All right, so thank you so much to our dear lecturers. Now we would like to open the floor for questions. If anyone has questions for our lecturers, please feel free to raise your hand in our chat box in our Zoom. Our team will read questions via chat box. Please state your name and your question. So do we have any questions po? Okay, we will wait. All right. It seems that no one wants to ask their questions because the lectures that were given were very comprehensive. Am I right? All right. So at this juncture, I would like to invite our very own director for instruction here at Quirino State University Medal Campus, Dr. Annalyn Grace Ico, for her to deliver her closing remarks. Dr. Ico?
To our guest lecturer from Indonesia, Dr. Luna, esteemed colleagues, students, and friends both in the Zoom room and on Facebook Live, a pleasant afternoon. Thank you all for your time, insights, and engagement as we've explored vital and interesting topics together. As we wrap this day with meaningful lectures and discussions, let's take a moment to connect these important ideas to our shared humanity and collective future. In topic 1, we touched on the immense challenges facing sustainable food systems, but also the remarkable opportunities. As its core, this is about ensuring that every child, every family has access to healthy and nourishing food today and in the future. Through topic 2, we explored organic and regenerative agriculture, focusing on practices that remind us of the deep connections between humanity and the earth. By caring for the soil, we are caring for ourselves and the generations to come, and fostering ecosystems that sustain life in every form. In topic 3, it addresses a pressing issue close to the heart, which is food waste. It underscored the urgent need to reduce food waste, particularly in hospitality and tourism. By adopting best practices from improved inventory management to creative food repurposing, we can dramatically cut waste and mitigate the strain on natural resources. Finally, in topic 4, we were introduced to different food systems, farming practices, tourism, and products in Indonesia. The lecture emphasized innovation and resilience, highlighting the core values that shape the food systems and tourism industries. These strategies inspire hope and highlight the power of human creativity and collaboration to solve even the most complex challenges. Together, these topics reinforce an essential truth that is, sustainability is not just a concept, it's a commitment to equity, balance, and stewardship. By working together, we can create a world that thrives for all. On behalf of Quirino State University, thank you for sharing your time with us. We look forward to your presence in our next session for the 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism, Food Diplomacy, and Sustainability on May 2. Again, good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Annalyn Graysico, our very own Director for Instruction, for your inspiring closing words. And with that, we officially conclude the second session of 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism, Food Diplomacy, and Sustainability. But before that, may you also grab this opportunity to have a photo op. Dr. Romero, photo op.
Okay, 1, 2. May I request everybody to please open their camera. Okay. While waiting, may I request the technical team to do the honors of having it. While we are having the photo opportunity, I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone for the last part of our convergence on May 2. Okay, we'll be having the Culinary Innovation and Sustainability, Bridging Tradition and Technology for a Resilient Food Future. We'll be featuring a Fulbrighter from the United States of America. We have Shimen Casper, who will be visiting us in July. And of course, we'll be having our very own Dr. Arlene Cheira, the chairperson of the Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics. And of course, we also have here Dr. Juan Iriani Juan Ismael, also our co-fellow for the AYSN Science Leadership Program in 2019 of the Asian Young Scientist Network. So everybody's invited for, again, a lecture on May 2 to conclude our 2025 International Spring Convergence on Gastronomic Tourism, Food Sustainability, and Diplomacy. So with that, thank you very much and see you again on May 2. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye po.
Okay, bye.
And thank you very
See you
much.
next time.
Again, thank you very much sa ating pong technical team. And of course, to my friend, Dr. Prima, thank you very much. Sa ating pong mga speakers, Sir Denny, Ma'am Maricel, and Dr. Wigan, thank you very much. And of course, Ma'am Lirio, Dr. Annalyn, thank you very much. And sa ating pong mga guests from other institutions, CVCITC, I also saw one from La Patria College a while ago. Thank you very much.